Hi, boys and girls, it's Mr. Wasemann, and today we are looking at how to write a conclusion for our persuasive essays. As you can see, I'm in my persuasive essay planner, and I have completed the last bits of my writing a paragraph that explains my third reason with some evidence and providing a mini story that further illustrates those ideas. So now I'm ready to move on to the conclusion. Okay. In your eighth and final paragraph, your persuasive essay is brought to a close by presenting your final arguments. Start by conceding to a counterargument. Admit to your reader that there may be other opinions about your topic that are contrary to your own. In the example on the right, notice how the author mentions some of the benefits of owning pets other than dogs. Well, that author was me, of course. But if you take a look at the box in blue, I concede that there are other pets out there other than dogs, and there are benefits to each of them. There are lots of different kinds of pets that people can choose from. Cats are cuddly and don't require a lot of care. Frogs and toads are fun to watch and they don't take up a lot of space. Birds can sing and keep you company. So those counter arguments help the reader justify that they can have contrary opinions about a topic. However, once you make a concession, that's when you provide evidence that dismisses those counter arguments, basically saying, yeah, you might have other ideas, but let me tell you why my idea is better. Okay. Provide evidence that dismisses this counterargument as a way to further prove your thesis. So the idea here is that I'm trying to bring home the whole persuasive argument by re-examining my thesis one more time. Okay. So as you read the paragraph in blue, it says, however, due to the fact that dogs like to play, dogs are very protective of their owners, and because dogs can be trained to help people with special needs, I think that dogs make the best kind of pet. That's why I think everyone should have a dog for a pet. Okay. So even though I admit that cats, frogs and toads, birds make good pets, dogs are better. Okay. So I'm trying to sell my point. Okay. So in this box right here, you're going to write a conclusion, which will basically be a couple of parts. And if I go back to my persuasive essay, you'll see that my conclusion should have at least 5 sentences. In the recipe, it says that you make a concession or to your a counter argument. Okay, argue why this counter argument doesn't disprove your thesis. Okay, share some parting thoughts, and then restate your thesis. Okay, so again, since I like to copy and paste when I don't have to type, so I'm going to go back to my introduction, and I'm just going to lift my thesis because I know that'll be the last thing I say. My persuasive essay will be bookended on the front and the back with my thesis, kind of like the top and bottom bun of a great big hamburger. Okay? So I'm just going to paste my thesis there, but I'm going to leave a little room because I'm going to now make a counter argument. Okay? There are lots of different hobbies that can bring you joy and satisfaction. Learning a new sport, soccer, or not a new sport, we'll just say a sport. Learning a sport like soccer can teach you discipline. Playing video games can provide some stress relief after a busy game day. cooking and baking is a great way to pass the time. However, now you see what I did here. I took some of the examples that I used to justify learning a musical instrument and I attributed them to other hobbies. Okay, playing a sport like soccer teaches you discipline. Playing video games can give you some stress relief. So these are some of the same ideas that I used when I was plotting out all my examples to back up my reasons. Okay. But the idea here is that in my counter argument, I want to explain that by learning a musical instrument, you take care of all of these needs or hit all of these examples with one pursuit. So here's where I tie these two parts together. However, by learning a musical instrument, you receive the benefits, all these hobbies, and more. That is why, and then I just pull my thesis together. Okay, I need to shrink down my font size so it fits a little better. There we go. So let's reread my conclusion. There are lots of different hobbies that can bring you joy and satisfaction. Learning a sport like soccer can teach you discipline. Playing video games can provide some stress relief after a busy day. Cooking and baking is a great way to pass the time. However, by learning a musical instrument, you receive the benefits of all these hobbies and more. That is why I believe that everyone should learn how to play a musical instrument. Period. Playing a musical instrument teaches you discipline, allows you to be creative, and well, let's take out that because I'm rephrasing it just a little bit. Playing a musical instrument teaches you discipline, allows you to be creative, and is just, let's just say it is just plain fun to do. That, my friends, is how you write a conclusion. You're just basically wrapping up your argument and tying it off with a bow. You've made most of your arguments throughout your essay. You just basically need a device, a way to let your readers know you're drawing your argument to a close, and that's what a conclusion does. It helps the reader understand that you are signaling that you're about done. Okay, so if you've put in the work in all the previous paragraphs, then the conclusion really shouldn't be exploring any new territory. All you're really doing here is just winding down your writing. Okay, instead of just coming to an abrupt stop, you have to let the reader know that, hey, I'm about done pitching my argument to you. Hopefully you'll believe what I think. Okay? If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, we will talk again soon. Thanks, friends.